A lot of disappointed guys in the locker room, and rightfully so. When you work as hard as they've worked and you can't find a way to finish a ball game, it's disappointing. And like I told them, tell you what I told them. There's fight in that room. Guys are playing their butts off, all right, but we're not good enough to make the mistakes that we're making to win ball games. You can't have self-inflicted wounds in the red zone. Offensively, yeah, you can look at this and say, man, we moved the ball up and down the field, but we gotta take advantage of every opportunity to score points. And we don't line up on the ball correctly. We false start. We call a wrong formation, and that's nobody's fault but me. That's coaching. Okay, that's coaching. We got to look at what we're doing, make sure we're doing stuff to be successful. We don't have self-inflicted wounds. Defense side of the ball. We got to stop the run. You can't give up 400 yards rushing and expect to beat anybody. We're playing hard, but we got to look at the tape and see what the problems are because we got to fix it. There's fight in that room, and I believe we got a chance to win every ball game on our schedule. Okay, but if we don't fix the problems, it's going to be a lot of heartache after ball games. But proud of the way they fought. Just didn't finish. We hadn't finished in 3 games, and it's disappointing.
Just if you have to pinpoint what's keeping you guys from finishing in it, these 3 losses, all kind of similar conversations of you're in it, in the fourth quarter and don't come out.
Well, we worked on it all week. We talked about fourth quarter, put ourselves in situations all week, and at the end of the day, they made the plays in the fourth quarter. We didn't finish a drive and had to settle for a field goal, which really killed us right there and missed it. And then we didn't get a stop when we needed to get a stop, and that's doing it in the fourth quarter. But there's a lot of things that going through the game that we got to get corrected. We can't have guys running untouched for touchdowns. It can't happen. And then offensively, I thought Marvin Kinsey's a damn stud. Had a separated shoulder last game. Didn't practice really all week and played. Fought through it. Couldn't finish the game, but. Him and Warren Jackson, really all those guys battled. And I thought Patrick O'Brien played really, really well for his first game. Yeah, we missed some, but people miss some. But he battled and gave us a chance right there at the end. That was our goal, to get down there and have a chance to shot at the end zone, and that's a play that we designed where you're going to catch it right there at the 4 or 5, and you got to get in. Thought it gave us a better chance than the victory, Hail Mary, whatever you call that play, jump ball.
How frustrating is it to keep having like you say, saying the same similar things but not having any results?
Well, they're not exactly the same. I think you look at our football team, we're improving. The fight's there. I think we're improving offensively. You lost your quarterback last week, and you were able to come out and perform this week. I think special teams, except for the 2 times we didn't field the punts by our freshman, that happens. He's got to go through some learning pains. I think we're getting close to having an explosive play, special teams. Defensively, we got to stop the run. We got to stop the run. If you can't stop the run, you can't. We got to stop the run, and we got to figure out what we're going to do defensively to stop the run. And it doesn't. This is a spread team, but they were able to run the ball on us. We knew they had some good rushers, and the quarterback, he hurt us with his legs, and that's disappointing. We got to find a way to improve. Defensively, and then offensively, we got to answer. They give up something, we got to go score.
Mike, just how big a blow was it having them overturn the potential fumble on the field, turning it into an incomplete?
I can't comment on it.
Just emotionally, though, the team, how tough was that?
Well, we really did. We just went back out there. We had a plan offensively. We had a plan defensively to go out and execute if they overturned it. They said his arm was going forward. Everybody up there was watching the big screen. And it's I'm not criticizing the refs, but you can't ask the guy on the field what he thought it was because somebody in the booth's making a decision, and it is what it is. That happened.
How big did you think that final drive was for O'Brien and building aspects?
Because
that's a
good question. They went. Obviously we wanted to hold them and force them to a punt. We didn't. We held them and forced them to a field goal, which they made. But on the sidelines, he was calm. our players are talking about we do this every day, 1-minute situations. Our goal, I said, we're going to get across the 50, and we're going to have a shot, all right, for the end zone. And I think they all believed it. Patrick O'Brien believed it. They believed in Patrick. I mean, I said, don't go celebrate because we still got to make the extra point to win. I said, we're going to score right here. And we came up, a yard or two short.
Both teams are playing on this at the same time, and they're playing on Eastern time zone body time. But these late starts and these marathon games and the late finishes, is it conducive to football at all?
I mean, I don't control that, Terry. I mean, you're going to tell us the time, we're going to show up and play. I think, there's a lot of arguments both ways of where to go. I've heard them. I don't, TV, they make those decisions. We don't have any say so. And, they told us to play at 8 a.m. We're going to be ready to play at 8 a.m. They say 8:20, slide it to 8:25. We're going to be ready to play. I don't think the time, had any effect on how we played the game. It might have had effect on people leaving early, but at the end of the day, that's the time. So I don't get caught up in it too much.
You mentioned some of the penalties and not lining up right. Is some of that come down to just obviously you and Colin, the communication? You're very in sync. Obviously with Patrick, it's a little different. Some of it just come down to communication breakdowns, or
yeah, communication breakdowns. I called one wrong, the formation wrong, when we had to use a timeout. That was on me. And then you got Nate playing for the first time. You got Patrick playing for the first time. Things like that happen. I mean, when you're doing multiple formations, you saw it on their side of the ball. Sometimes, kids get a little bit confused. How many penalties did we end up having? 11 for 82. They had 10 for 100. I mean, it was a physical football game. Both teams were getting after it, really finishing to the whistle. I didn't think anybody was trying to be dirty. I just think people, they came in here ready to play, and I thought we matched their intensity. They just made more plays.
Mike, we saw Ellis and Hubbard have to be helped off the field. Warren Jackson, any idea how those injuries are?
No, I don't. I haven't got a report from the trainer yet. Obviously, Marvin couldn't finish the game. Warren couldn't finish the game after that. Andre Neal went out early with an injury, and I don't know if Ellison came back to be honest there at the end of the game. He got up and ran off the field. I think he just had a little tweak of the ankle, to be honest.
We're now a third of the way through the season. I mean, how much time do you still have to where you can, fix some of these issues that have plagued the defense?
Well, we got told today. We train all the time for having a chance for 14 opportunities. We've had 4. We're 1-3. It is what it is. But we got opportunity number 5 next week. What are we made of? We talk about we're tougher. We talk about we're ready for a fight in certain situations. So we're going to see. We're going to see what this team's made of. If the foundation's what I believe it is, we're going to respond. Bottom line is we set goals, and we set goals. Obviously to win every game, we didn't do that. To beat Colorado, we did that. But every other goal we got in front of us, all right, is achievable. Okay, but all right, that bottom line is, what are we going to do as a football team? How are we going to respond? We're going to look at ourselves, players, coaches, everybody, to stop killing ourselves in some of these games. And it might be sometimes they're just trying too hard. You got to get them to relax and play and have fun. It's a game of football. But that was competing out there tonight. Okay, you can look at all these stats and all that. But at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, we had a chance to win that ball game against a very good Toledo team. Very, very good, talented football team. And we're fighting our butts off, and we just came up a couple yards short there at the end of the game.
Coach, were you pleased with how Craig Myers played in his debut? And
I was really pleased with Craig. I thought he showed more of a burst out there today than he has in practice. I've talked about what a good kid he is and how hard he works, and this was his first way easing him back in to the offense. What he had 5 for 88. So we got to find a way, more to get him and Warren and Dante on the field. And I don't know what Warren's status is, so it's good that we got the depth and Nate's eligible to play now.
Mike, you guys talk about wanting to get better every day, every week. Is this team getting better still every game, every day?
I believe so. I believe the attitude's there. I believe the fight's there. We got to stop some of the things that are killing us. I mean, we got to stop the run defensively, and then we got to cut out some self-inflicted wounds offensively that have cost us, being able to score. And it's sometimes you get caught up in the score, the game, and you kind of do things that you normally wouldn't do. You got to focus on what you're doing that drive. That's why we talk about no scoreboard. And then, when the other team scored, sometimes offensively put too much pressure. They got to answer. You just got to go out and execute your offense. You got to go out no matter what happens and execute your defense. Each time the ball's put down, you got to do your job. And we got to figure out, who's doing their job and who isn't. All right.